Hey, this is Nikki. Thanks for tuning in. Today I'm going to be showing how I do a soak off and prepare for a new full set. You can follow me on social media, Instagram and Twitter at 2_nails by Nikki and ATL Nails on Facebook. So let's jump right into it. I am going to be taking down thickness and length with my Atwood Industries orange crush bit, and this was an encapsulated glitter set. So there is a base layer of a cover powder, the layer of glitter, and then it's encapsulated in clear acrylic. The entire length of this set is her natural nail with an overlay, so you may periodically see me look under the nail to ensure that I'm not going to cut her hyponychium with my e-file. When I'm preparing for a soak off, I try to get my acrylic as thin as possible and as short as possible so that I'm not soaking unnecessary length and that the soak off process does not take as long. But if I have an acrylic that's something that is a little thicker or whatever the case may be, that I don't feel comfortable going over the same spot for an extended period of time, I will do all 10 nails and go back over as needed, because excessive filing in one spot, even if you keep moving around, can sometimes get a little bit warm for the client. Once I have all the nails filed down, I get my soaking bowls ready. In these bowls right now, I just have really hot water, and I'm going to put the top piece on, and that is where I will put the acetone at. So you'll notice that I do have some steam on the bowls, but it's not so much that it's going to make the acetone too hot. You have to be careful not to overheat it because it can make your acetone so hot that it's uncomfortable for the client as if they are directly in the hot water. Once you've got your acetone in the bowls, you can go ahead and put your client in there. I like to let them soak for a consistent 25 to 30 minutes, and I ask them not to take their hands out because most people tend to take it out and try to scrape it themselves. I would rather they leave it and you get this result here. The acrylic's pretty much completely ready to come off. This hand, I am going to use my e-file, and I have it at such a slow setting that I'm able to stop it with my finger, and that's what you want to be able to use it safely for this step. I just wanted to mention also that in the interest of time, this video has been sped up. So while it looks like it may be going really fast, you saw that I was able to stop it with my finger. So it's not, I'm not applying very much pressure, and I'm not digging down into the nail. I'm just gently going across the surface. While the majority of the acrylic did come off with that first pass of the e-file, I do have her put it back in while I work on the second hand. For this hand, I'm going to use an orange wood stick to just push the acrylic off, and you'll see it comes right off. I don't like to use metal implements on the nails like cuticle pushers for scraping because I have been advised against it in school and my textbook. So you see the orange wood sticks works fine. I'm able to just slide it right off. I really didn't even need the e-file for the first hand, but I did want to show both methods and show that you can use it safely without damaging the natural nail. At this step, I'm going to go ahead and start to prep for the new set. So while I am still doing the soak off, I'm going to go ahead and change my sanding band to a medium grit zebra, and I'm still going to use this at a very low setting. So at first you see that I have it up too high because my finger is still spinning around with it. I've turned it down some, and it's slow enough that it's safe for me to use it at that speed on the natural nail. So I'm just getting the remainder of the acrylic off the nail with the e-file, but I'm just gently going around the sides and over the surface of the nail. If there are still a couple more bigger pieces on there, you can take your orange wood stick and just slide those off, scrape them a little bit if you have to, but that's why the orange wood stick is better than the metal cuticle pushers, because you're not going to dig down in that natural nail too deep with the orange wood stick, whereas the metal implements could be damaging. And then I'll just switch back to the e-file and finish smoothing that surface. After I've done this second pass with the e-file, I do not have her put her hand back in the acetone. Let her sit that one off to the side while I work on the next one. After doing that final pass with the sanding band, I'm going to go over the cuticle area with my Atwood Industries. I believe it's their number 660 cylinder diamond bit, and that's just going to get any leftover acrylic from around the cuticle and from off the nail surface. This is a diamond bit, as I mentioned, so it is safe for use on the natural nail. But again, I'm also using this at a very low setting, and it just may look a little bit faster because the video is sped up. But the same as before, I'm very gently going over the surface. I am not angling it down, and I'm not digging into the natural nail. This last bit that I'm going to use is also from Atwood Industries. It's called their Mini Skiver, and it's also a diamond bit, so it's safe for use on the natural nail. But this one is good for getting into those tight spaces that are hard to get to with a hand file or with those cylinder bits, and it's really great for getting right up under that little ridge you get under the eponychium. My final step is to etch the natural nail in preparation for her new set, and I'm going to use my 180 grit Tammy Taylor peel and stick zebra file. And again, I'm not going to dig down into the natural nail, I'm just lightly going over the surface, and I use my fingers to act as a buffer that I don't cut my client with the file, the edge of the file. And you could also score your files, meaning rubbing another one against the edge so that it's not sharp, but I keep my finger right there kind of in the way, so if it's gonna bump somebody or cut somebody, it's gonna be me. When I got to her middle finger, I remembered actually both of her middle fingers. She previously had breaks at different times on those, so I can see where that free edge is eventually going to break, and I don't want that to happen with her new set. And I'm going to be sculpting, so I do like to cut down the length completely anyway. So after I finish hand filing, I am going to go back with a nail clipper and trim all her nails down. After I'm done filing and shaping the nails, I go ahead and spray them off with alcohol or a dehydrator. In this case, I did use a dehydrator, but sometimes I do like the cherry scented alcohol from Sally's. And go ahead and use a manicure brush and brush off any of the excess dust before I put my forms on and before I move forward to the next step, so I can assess the nails and make sure I don't need to go over any other spaces before I start to lay product, to make sure there's no shiny spots left or no dust left on the natural nails. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to like and comment on this video and subscribe to my channel. And remember to follow me on social media and Instagram and Twitter at 2_nails by Nikki and Facebook at ATL Nails.